must come to the Mummy Museum in Guanajuato. This is one of the most unique and bizarre experiences I've ever had. It's so much fun. It is very interesting to learn the history of this very unique museum. The ticket to get inside is about $5. They do charge you an extra $2 if you want to take pictures or video inside. And they do have an extra room, an additional area of the museum that for whatever reason they charge you another $1 if you want to see that. In my opinion, it's really not worth it, but you're already there, might as well just pay the whole thing. It will take you about an hour to go through the museum. It's not very big, but I recommend that before you visit the Mummy Museum, that you visit the cemetery that is next door. This is gonna give you a better understanding of where the mummies are coming from and why they became mummies in the first place. It's very interesting. I'm linking a second video about this cemetery so you can check it out. This museum is underneath the cemetery. The original display area was a long tunnel, about 150 meters long, and the mummies were just there leaning against the wall. So can you imagine walking into the cemetery, going down the stairs into some creepy, dark tunnel with a bunch of mummies? Well, that's what this museum was back then. And even as late as 2024, the mummies were still on display standing up. It wasn't until recently that the mummies were laid down and put in these displays that you see. Unlike the mummies in Egypt that go through a process to be mummified, Guanajuato mummies have not been manipulated. The expressions on the face and all the details of the body, even some of the dark stains in the bodies, they're the result of exploding internal organs. The vast majority of the mummies are female, about 70%. The first mummy was discovered about 154 years ago. It was that of a French doctor who died at the age of 80. And for legal reasons, the body was removed and found mummified. Something very bizarre about the early stages of this museum is that people, wanting to make sure that the mummies were real, would break off parts of the bodies and take them with them as souvenirs. That is bizarre. So you're gonna find a bunch of bodies that are missing body parts, like Gabino Castro, who's missing a big chunk of his thigh. That is so crazy. Somebody has this guy's thighs somewhere in their home. Other bodies are missing fingers or toes, and unfortunately, there's a guy that is missing his member. Somebody vandalized his member. That is so bad, so bizarre. You'll find all kinds of mummies, like the body of Justo Hernandez. This is the only mummy in the world that you can actually see his eye collar. It is incredible to witness. There's also a children's section where you will see the boys dressed up as saints and the girls as virgins. And this is because the locals believe that doing so would allow the children's spirit and soul to fly straight to heaven. That's because people believe that if you were wearing shoes when you were buried, it would trap your soul and prevent it to fly to heaven. Other interesting mummies include 3 people that died very tragically. You have a mummy that has a deadly wound in the stomach and you can still see the stain. There's a drowning victim that you can clearly see the texture of their skin. So bizarre. But the craziest thing is the mummy of this woman who was clearly buried alive. You can see the position of her arms over her head, and when this body was found, it was found on its side, confirming that yes, indeed, this woman had been buried alive. This is an absolutely unique place and you must come to visit. It is such an incredible experience. You're gonna have a lot of fun and you will never forget this trip. Thank you so much for watching and please subscribe. Visit our website for more ideas for your itinerary.